Hello friends, I am Anurag Pathak. So we are discussing on the questions which were asked in UPSC mains general studies in paper 3. So today we'll take up on this question. This question says that what is the status of digitalization in the Indian economy? Examine the problems faced in this regard and suggest improvement. Now, this question seems very simple, easy, and one can easily understand the demand of the question, but it is a very challenging question to address. Why? Because there we have too many key points which we need to address in a very limited 150 words. And that is how we need to have a very different approach to tackle this question. And this is where I suggest, even you are having an approach of writing in a point wise or paragraph wise, despite your ways of writing an answer, this will going to suit you all. It's going to be very much suitable for you all, this blueprint approach. So in the beginning, when you are new to this concept, it is a time taking, but when you will make a rigorous practice, this job you can do in span of 1 minute, 1.5 minute. Barely you need 2 minutes and more. So this is an exercise where we do what? We translate 150 words into 5 boxes, and then we have the box 1, box 2, box 3, box 4, box 5. If suppose you are writing an answer in a paragraph wise, so my suggestion is that write in a short paragraph. 30 words in a paragraph is sufficient to manage one paragraph. So if you are writing in a 35 words per paragraph, so in that case, so 30 into 5, you can manage 150 words. So if you break your paragraphs into a manageable uh, dimensions, in that way you're going to have an ample chance to attempt and satisfy the demand of the question. Now, even if you are writing the point wise, so there also this blueprint approach will help you making a frame of the answer. Why? Because these boxes represent the macro headings. If you are writing an answer, to give macro heading as an introduction, then we have a sudden like a heading here, a heading number 3 here, heading 4 here, and then the 5th as in a conclusion. So the conclusion is a mandatory. Conclusion is a mandatory aspects of an every question. So we cannot ignore conclusion. So keeping a conclusion as in a one component, now we have the space is still less to address this much of the question. And this is where I want to guide you all to need to be in a very different way to attempt this question so that you can justify the demand of the question. Now, look at the content here. If you're going to access the answer from the internet, or if you'll ask some those who are writing an answer, they're going to give the hint as if these lists suggest the demand of the question. So when you're going to make an attempt to search an answer, you will get these list of an ideas related with this question, and that is where we get like a very average answer, and even like marks below than the average, because these are simply an information regarding the what is going on in a digitization field of an Indian economy. So what is my advice? That we need to club these all initiatives of the government or the Indian economic features into a macro heading. So what is this meaning of the status here? So as we have a status in our society, when somebody is having a status, we have the ranking. Those who are there in the top ranking, then we'll find out what is their position in the society. Same way, we're going to see what is the position of a digitization in Indian economy in terms of what is its richness we have. Then we see what is its impact we have. And then after impact analysis, we're going to see what is the progress it is making up, so that what going to be the prospect future we have with this digitalization. So when we are talking about the status, we need to talk on the 3 aspects. So that is why I have clubbed these all features into 3 major subheadings. So we have a proliferation of digital payment platform. Now, here you have to write that there in the urban area we have the UPI like a platform is growing very fast. That shows there is a fast adaptability in urban areas. And side by side, you have to tell some positive as well as some concerns also, that though there is a rapid growth in urban areas, there is a financial inclusion, but it creates a major concerns for the financial inclusion because it is ignoring the rural part of the India. Then we have an affordable internet and mobile connectivity. There also you have to give a hint that in the field of digitization, we have the major players like Geo are there. And with the arrival and entry of the Geo, the data availability become very affordable. And with this, there is a rapid growth in urban areas. And like this growth has created a further divide, digital divide in urban areas with the rural areas. Because in urban areas now, we have services up to 4G and 5G, but in the rural areas, the people are struggling to get in a stable connection. And that is where, if you are writing of these concerns, you have to give some minute assessment also, that why we have and what solution we have here. Then we have startups and innovation. You have to tell, yes, this digital platform has helped in supporting some startup disruption, but as it is not so uniform, some sector is getting more of the benefit, others are having a less of advantage. So that is where we have the status issue. Now, after discussing these status aspects, we need to examine the problems faced in this regard, and we need to give a suggestion for the improvement. Now, the first problem is that digital divide. As we have seen that there is a rural-urban gap because of and you have to give a hint also. This gap is not only in terms of the access of the data, but also this is a gap in respect of the quality and quantity. So while telling while examining this digital divide, what is examining? It means investigation. So while examining the digital divide, you have to give a hint also that what is the solution we have, because we have to discuss suggestion. We have to tell that the rural area is lagging behind. So it means we need to create a regional digital platform or infrastructure so that we can support them also, so that we can, like, we have a trailer made attempt to educate gender specific, age specific, so that we can have a uniformity in these services. Then we have the cyber security concerns. So you have to examine why we have a cyber security concern. You have to tell, as this digitization has made a growth, many sectors come under its influence, and so that we all going to become vulnerable to this cyber security. Now here you have to give a hint that our security measures are reactive rather than the proactive. You have to tell these status also. And by telling this all, you have to justify by giving a suggestion. Then you have to tell that we need to have some research and development, some investment, so that we can have a futuristic concerns can be settled also with the innovative ideas here. Then we have a data privacy. As we all know, we have so much concerns because we do not have an authentic law so far have there to protect the data privacy. So here you have to give a reason why we have issues within a data privacy, and then what is the solution we have, the comprehensive regulation we required here. Now we have a regulatory challenges because we have the bankings are there, we have many financial sectors are got attached with this, so we have the regulatory challenges are coming in. So you have to give a hint that these regulatory challenges sometimes supportive, like most of the time it is creating a hurdle to new businesses to grow. Then over dependence on the key players, as we know that we have a few players, so we have the risk is also associated of monopoly, or if these companies, those are very giant, if in the future they will going to collapse, they will going to create some major disruption. Then we have the skill gap is because of the rural urban divide. Here, there also you have to give a suggestion. So here you have to give a suggestion side by side. Now, if you are intent to tackle this question and you want to analyze this question, so as we have seen that this 5-box concept here, as I said, these boxes represent different paragraphs and subheadings. So we have the conclusion here. Conclusion. Now we have the 4 boxes left. 4 boxes left. So we have a space to write intro of a 1 line only. Because if you are writing a lengthy intro, you will be having a less space available. And if you are writing a lengthy intro, you will going to give the list of the initiative rather than analyzing the initiatives. So my advice, 1 line. And there only you have to tell, yes, this digitalization has made India a model country, given a reputation. It is a leading country among the top country. You have to just give a one line. And if you have some report related as data related information, you can manage that input here also. But as we have seen, we have a 3 point is there: proliferation, then this regarding the startups, and then we have another status related point. So we can address out of 2, we can address 1 here, and the other 2 status we can discuss in this paragraph. So 2 paragraphs we need to discuss about status only. So we have the status there, the status here. Now we have the 2 paragraphs left. So here we can examine problems as well as the suggestion. So when you are discussing a problem as well as suggestion, this will give the ease to the examiner to understand your question. So here you can address 3 problems, 3 suggestions, as we have seen discussed. There again you can examine 3 problems and 3 suggestions. In that way, you can make a comprehensive and a very correct attempt to this type of question. So this is where we have the challenge. In the very less space, we have to analyze, we have to summarize, and we have to incorporate all these facts related with this topic. Now, and then you have to write in a conclusion. Conclusion needed to be in some visionary, like a theme you have to address and accommodate here. Now, my suggestion is, though this question is very difficult to tackle, you need a rigorous practice and a practice of the in a framework blueprint. So that is why I have collected in a similar type of the question. So you have a choice. I am having a list of the question, tentative questions. So you have a choice here, either to make a blueprint for this, and you can give these blueprint there in the comment box. There we're going to make an assessment, or you can write in a full length answer. If you have a full length answer written, just intimate us in the comment box. Our team will going to come to you, and like we're going to find a way so that we can evaluate your answer. So make an attempt, because if you have a choice of making an attempt, it will help you starting and giving you some sort of a training to your mind, so that you can come into a right track for managing UPSC mains question. So do that, because question and its management is very much required, so that we can fall in the alignment of, like in a track of the, so that we can get in a right track for the preparation. So we have this much for this session. Thank you very much.